Right, can you rejig Neve's appointments for tomorrow? She won't be coming in.
Nothing serious, I hope.
Aisha's off sick.
Again?
And can you look after the locums tomorrow? They'll be covering while we're doing the in-house training.
No, what's this training about?
Well, as you're all aware, there's been some
If you ask me,
recent
it's something to do with
controversy surrounding
Oi.
patient intake. So I'm taking steps to rectify any damage done to the Mill's reputation with a positive PR campaign.
Good.
Yes, and I've also started a blog entitled The Mill Health E-Perspective. Yes, Mill Health E-Perspective. So if you get a chance, have a look and hit the like button if you would. I'll be doing an interview at the university today on the radio, followed by lunch at the Icon to do an interview with the Leatherbridge Gazette. So, busy.
Howard, we are in trouble.
Estimated time of death, 9 a.m. Confirmation of life extinct by paramedic, 9:31 a.m. You spoken to the next of kin?
Yeah, they've been taken to St. Phil's. I'm going to meet them there.
The Mill has nothing against homosexuals per se.
What's wrong with that?
You can't say homosexuals. It makes you sound like someone from the 1950s. It's gay, lesbian, LGBT.
LG what?
BT. And don't mumble, you've got to speak clearly. And you look so stuffy. If you're going to be representing the Mill, you're going to have to think about your image. Top button. So, remember, speak clearly, vocab from this century, no homosexuals, and no polysyllabic words. There. Much better.
No, there was black ice on the stretch of road where your parents were on this morning. Your mum must have lost control.
What do you mean, my mum?
The deceased? I am really sorry.
So it was a woman. So I knew it was a mistake. I already told the officer who brought me here.
What about Betty? Mum's pal? They were having their bingo week. They always go, same week, year in, year out.
No. The other deceased is Andrew McBride. Is that not your dad?
My dad died 30 years ago. My name's Brooks.
Andrew McBride is my father, but I already told your colleague my father wasn't with a woman. He was on a hill walking trip with his friend Bill. They go this week every year.
I'm really sorry. I don't know why, but I just assumed that you were brother and sister.
Well, we're not.
Well, I've never met this lady before in my life.
Dirty weekend.
This is some kind of mix-up. My dad wouldn't do that.
I can imagine how upsetting this is for both of you, but I need to ask you if you'll identify your parents' bodies.
Fine. Then you'll see it's not my father. I'm so sorry about your mum.
I'm running up.
Joining us today is Howard Bellamy, practice manager at the controversial Mill Health Centre.
Nonsense, there's no controversy whatsoever. At the Mill Health Centre, we don't discriminate. And we welcome all different minority groups, whether it be gays, lesbians or transdressers.
Transdressers?
Sorry,
He didn't just say that, did he?
I don't think I heard you right.
I think he did. Wow. Howard just invented a whole new sexual subset. Amazing.
This is the reputation of the Mill we're talking about. Your livelihood.
Whatever.
Obviously, I meant cross-dressers, yes, all that lot. All that group are welcome.
I can't listen to any more.
I'm just trying his best.
The reputation of the Mill is shot to pieces.
Oh, just chill out. It's student radio. I mean, who cares what students think?
I do. They're exactly the kind of people who will vote with their feet. That slip-up will cost us patience, not to mention the awful PR.
We've got to do something.
They didn't suffer, did they?
No, I don't imagine they suffered at all.
I didn't think so. Silly cow, Mum. You never could keep your eyes on the road. You okay?
I have to get home. I have to tell Mum there'll be arrangements, paperwork.
I'm afraid because of the sudden nature of your parents' deaths, the coroner will have to be informed.
So we can't make arrangements?
There'll be a post-mortem, and that will take as long as it takes. It's standard procedure for sudden deaths. I know, this is tough.
I'm going to go back to the hotel. Pack up her things.
I have to get home, tell Mum there'll be arrangements, paperwork.
Not a word, not a single word.
You gave it your best shot.
I was awful.
So you stumbled a bit. It's only natural. Maybe what you need is a little bit of practice.
Well, it didn't work last time, did it?
You've got this interview later with the Gazette, haven't you? Why don't we just sit down and go over what you're going to say?
I'm busy.
Howard, this is about the future of the practice.
No word bands, and I'm not saying anything that I don't want to say.
You're the boss.
Hey. Hi. I was making a house call up the road. Hope you don't mind.
Oh, you've just kind of caught me at a bad time. I'm really sorry.
Listen, you don't have to explain. I know what's been happening, and if there's anything that I can do...
So everyone knows? Got this training day tomorrow, and I don't know how I'm going to face it.
You'll be fine.
Oh, it'll spread like wildfire. I'll be the talk of the place.
Now, chocolat makes everything better.
How do you think they met? I wonder if it was at the bingo. Did your old band play?
I doubt it. But I don't think anything would surprise me about Dad after today. I hate bingo.
Me too. I never understood it. Aren't you even a bit curious?
You score numbers off a little card, one by one.
Oh. Comedian, eh?
These are £1-2.
Well, it was clean. Back in 2006. I should really go and get Dad's car. Is the hotel near here?
Yeah. I'll come and all. Call us a cab. Well, I can't walk, can I? Not in these shoes. My feet are killing me. It's Cheryl, by the way. I would say nice to meet you, but...
Hector.
They're not your size, babe.
My colour, though.
I keep playing it on a loop in my head. Like, if I think it enough, I can change it. Obviously, I can't. I keep seeing his wife standing there shouting at me, not understanding why I wasn't helping her husband. Al and I were sure my career was over. But now...
Hey, but the partners are backing you.
Yeah. I'd convinced myself that I wasn't cut out to be a doctor. I thought I'd have to resign. And now my head's all over the place. Like, I don't know if I'm supposed to be happy or... I just didn't think I'd get another chance.
You'll do whatever's best. And we're all on your side.
That must be him.
Yeah, he looks well groomed.
He looks gay. Just say it.
Oh, I wouldn't dare to assume.
You're nervous.
I don't want to mess this one up.
Maybe I should do this.
No. I'm the practice manager. PR is my remit.
Howard.
I got us into this mess. I'll get us out of it.
Good man. I believe in you.
You do?
Of course. Now, remember what we said. You are forward-thinking, PC, gay-friendly, sensitive. Just like me. Now, go get him, Tiger.
Get friendly, get friendly.
Maybe they met on business or something.
What'd your old man do?
We were both architects.
Mum was a cleaner. I'm guessing it probably wasn't business.
My dad wouldn't have an affair. He wouldn't do that to my mum. Maybe Bill's here.
You never know, do you? What really goes on with people.
I think I know my own father.
It's not as well as you thought. I'm sorry. I didn't...
No, you're right. I suppose neither of us really knew them. Mum's gonna be lost without him. Maybe we should get back and see her.
Are you not coming in?
Sorry. I have to take this. It's my wife. Yeah, I'm afraid there's been some bad news. It's my dad. Yeah, I'll be home as soon as I can.
Oh, good. I thought you were going to leave me to it.
Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. You're here now. I really didn't fancy packing up a strange man's pants.
So, no Bill in sight.
Unless this was his. And I always thought Mum was a flannelette nighty type. All this stuff. It's a bit OTT for a weekend.
Yeah, well, the sooner we get it done, the sooner we can get out of here.
I heard your radio interview this morning. Well, some of it. The part about the trans dressers.
Yes, well, I misspoke.
So, tell me more about the Mill's policy with minority groups.
Well, our track record shows that we have an inclusive, open-door policy to all minority groups.
You care to expand, Mr. Bellamy? Any details or examples?
Well, we're inclusive and our door is always open.
Are you at all aware of the issues facing LGBTs?
Yes, we're very attuned to all the issues facing all minority groups, including MG.
Very nice. Looks expensive. Must be yours.
Mum gave him this last Christmas. How could you do this to her? An affair, and here, of all places? I mean, why here?
I suppose no one would know them.
So it was all planned. How could he?
Don't think too badly of him. You don't know what went on. I mean, Mum always overpacked, but this is ridiculous.
Dad's got 4 sets of cufflinks. He liked a French cuff, but still.
Looked after himself, though, didn't he? Proper handsome, your old man. You look just like him. Hang on. Mum, she looks so young in these.
Let me see.
Looks like they were taken years ago.
20 years.
Is that it then?
Yeah, I think we've wasted enough time.
But I thought you needed an in-depth profile.
For that, I need more than one-word answers and you parroting my own questions back at me. So unless you've got something to say, something you care about...
I do. I care about running an inclusive practice for minority groups.
Yeah, you said. You say the words, Mr. Bellamy, but I see very little to back them up. You don't really care about the gay community at all, do you?
That's not true.
Just like you didn't care about those men you turned away.
OK, so I tripped over a few letters, but that's because I don't see people like that. To me, they are patients, first and foremost. And we have a duty of care.
You didn't see a duty to the men you turned away?
Oh, I saw the duty, all right. That's why I turned them away. Maybe I should have thought about bad press, but I didn't. I thought about the patients and how we have too many, and if we'd have taken on any more, our quality of care would have diminished, and that's what matters to our patients, but especially those 2 men. And do you know what? You're right. I don't give two hoots about whether they're gay or bi or whatever label you want to put on them. I don't care about their sexual preferences. It's none of my business. They're just people. People who deserve the best care available.
It's true. Receptionist says they've been coming here since 1995. 20 years. Can you believe it?
You're taking this all in your stride, aren't you?
Not really. It's easier for me. Mum was single. Oh, yes. You ordered us tea.
No, I didn't. The manager insisted. Apparently, they had it every day.
I'll bet. Mum loved cream cakes, especially with gin.
Well, then we'll have gin for the lady, too. And tea. Black. No sugar.
You had company?
Yeah, Frank dropped in. He brought pastries. I think there's some left if you want some.
No, I'm not hungry, thank you.
I'll ask you next back baked goods. First time for everything. Actually, he was really lovely. Just so supportive. I'm so lucky, you know? Everyone's rallying around and...
Yeah, they're wrong. Okay? They're wrong.
What?
The partners, they are making a huge mistake in supporting you.
How can you say that?
Because you know as well as I do, you are not cut out to be a doctor.
You see that? There's no sheen on the chocolate. I could do better.
Oh, you're a pastry chef?
No, it's just a hobby. I've done a couple of courses. I wanted to do it full time, but...
Why didn't you?
I bottled it, didn't I? Fiancé reckons I'm better at eating them than making them. He might be right. So, you married? Any, kids?
Oh, it's not in our 20-year plan. Sarah is very career-focused.
20 years? That's a big plan.
Yeah, only 15 to go now.
You get less for murder.
It's crossed my mind. What about you?
10 years engaged to a borderline agoraphobic. Still hasn't taken me out to get a ring. No chance I'm dipping into that gene pool, thank very much.
Why don't you leave him if you're so unhappy?
Why don't you rip up that 20-year plan?
That's none of your business.
Likewise. Look, our folks never had the balls to do anything about it. Why should we be any different?
Perhaps because we're not amoral. Well, I'm not.
No. You're just a twonk. I wonder what it was that they saw in each other. To do all this for so long. I suppose it was romantic.
It's not romantic. It's a lie. You know, I've got to explain this to my family. You know, life's not some crappy chick flick.
No. But it's short. And I think your dad and my mum understood that more than most.
They were married for 35 years. I mean, what am I going to say? How am I going to explain this to my mother?
Don't tell her.
What?
What's the point? All that hurt. Let her remember him how she wants to, as the man she married. Oh, it's Mum's song.
Your dad's favourite song.
It's a sign. They're up there telling us they're all right.
No, don't be mawkish. I can't bear it.
Oh, come on. Dance with me.
No, you said I was a twonk.
Well, it's just as well I'm not fussy then. Come on.
But you're supposed to be on my side.
I am.
It's a funny way of showing it, Al.
When we were away, how many times did you say that you couldn't hack it? That you were ready just to
Pack it all in.
I know, but it's different now.
It's not a failure to admit you're not right for something.
But I am. I just need some help and some training.
Yeah, and what about Mr. Milne? Wait, you didn't have a clue what to do. Do the decent thing. Resign like we agreed.
But the partners don't think I need to resign.
I do.
But all I've ever been is a doctor. If I give that up, then what am I? Who am I?
I don't know, but I reckon we can figure it out.
This is about you, isn't it? It's all been you.
What?
You're the only one who's pushed me to resign. The partners, Frank, everyone believes in me, except you.
Well, this dance floor isn't purpose-built. Well, it should be bouncy. See? Do you feel it?
I can feel something. Might be my pelvic floor, though.
It's not moving. It should be bouncy.
Looks fine to me.
Sorry.
Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. Talking about work is dull.
I've never met a guy who's into bouncing dance floors before.
Dad always used to say that the devil was in the details. And all I wanted was to be like him. At least that's what I thought. Makes sense now.
What does?
Why I never spoke about your mum. Or should I say, Bill.
He didn't.
No. Mum did, though. She used to say Dad came back from his Leatherbridge trips a bit more like a human for a while.
Mum spoke about Betty a lot. Reckon she was the only one of her friends who was always on her side.
He was always on mine, too. I'm gonna miss him so much.
Hey.
Hi. I've heard back from the coroner's office and the post-mortem has identified the cause of death. So we can release the bodies.
Oh, so we can go.
There's just some forms to fill in. It won't take...
Excuse me.
I've got the paperwork here, if you want to sign.
All this. You know, I loved him, but I never really knew him.
Can I get them cream cakes to go, please? Are you sure you don't mind giving me a lift?
It's the least I can do. Whenever you're ready.
Such a nice lady, that receptionist. Said if we were ever coming back, she'd do us a good deal.
I don't know.
Lovely tea, though.
Well, lovely might be pushing it.
It's awful. Anyway, you wolfed down that eclair so fast it hardly touched the sides.
I'm saving you from yourself.
Cheeky.
So what will you do now?
I'm going to go home and I'm going to buy myself a massive ring with Mum's insurance money. I reckon I'm done waiting for him.
10 years might be long enough.
Never could take a hint. What about you? Man with a plan?
Oh, you know, that was never mine. You know, I might just write my own.
Life's too short not to. Oh, you left these in the room. Well, you wouldn't want to lose them. Anyway, you're going to need them. It's chilly.
Well, goodbye then.
Don't be daft.
All done?
Yeah.
for your time. I'll let you know when it's going in so you can look out for it.
Yeah, that's great.
You did your practice credit, Mr. Bellamy. They're lucky to have you.
Yeah, you're from Leatherbridge Gazette, aren't you?
Who's asking?
Someone with a real story. Strictly off the record.
I was in such a rush. I only had time to put my coat on.
So you.
Totally.
How come that means we can't eat sausages?
Because we're on a focus group for an artisan chocolatier and we've got to keep a clean palate.
Still time for a tinkle. Anybody needs one? Anybody need a tinkle? No? Well, let's badge up.
Looking for money to fix the church roof? Father